past that time.
Amazing.
I am.
Yep.
That's how I feel about it.
So this is going to be the last podcast of this year.
Is it really?
We're going to record more, but this is going to be the last one to upload this year.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I was like, there's more than 3 weeks left in the year, dog.
Yeah.
But we can, I don't care if we had to skip, like, whatever, but also it was like, I don't know. The audience has no expectations of us. We had a comment a couple of weeks ago.
I know, I saw that. I was like, how random. I don't know what this means, but all right.
Yeah. It's a normal YouTube commenter. They were not very clear in their intentions or desires. They just did not give us a real thought. But if you're listening, I love you. I hope your parents love you. Why are you listening to this? This is basically private.
Yeah.
It's been a bad sign because I did hit send on text messages way earlier in the day. I have just not been paying some phone bills for a while because I kind of don't really need it, but my parents went out of town for Thanksgiving stuff, and as the audience may know, I am bumming at my parents' house. It was only like $30 a month for them to put me on their phone plan. So they chose Verizon because that's what works the best in Okmulgee.
Okay.
And I will vouch for that because I've been able to play Pokemon and Pikmin on my walks. And I haven't lost any signal the whole time, even in the weird hilly down, like at the bottom of the hill, like the valleys. There's quite a few hills on my route. There's one mega hill, but there's quite a few hills on the route. And it still works in the valleys. I get all the Pokestops without stuttering. So it is the best thing for the Okmulgee area. But it did not send you my fucking texts.
Well, no, I got 2 of them at least. I don't know how many you sent.
3?
I got... Okay. Well, I got 2 out of 3. You didn't get mine at all, though.
That's true. I did not. I still have not gotten yours.
That's crazy.
Oh, well, no, now they say, I'm ready when you are, just let me know. Yes. And that was 4 minutes ago.
Oh, nice.
I texted you at 3:50 to try to figure out what kind of eating plans I should make because I was kind of getting a late start on food.
Oh yeah, I got that. I answered all that.
Yeah, I didn't get those. Well, I mean, the point is that I waited long enough for Verizon to deliver your text messages. I just went ahead and cooked. I was like, oh, this dude's in a movie, or he's AFK, or he thinks, I don't know.
And see, I expected that you were saying, I'm going to cook, and then I'll get back to you. And so I was like, yeah, I'm ready when you are. Like, and you just didn't get that text message.
It was either we're going to record a podcast in 20 minutes, and I'm just going to make some ravioli real quick, or I had marinated some chuck roasts so I could cook them like steaks.
Gotcha.
I did that.
Nice.
It was good because I was looking at acidic-y things and how to cover up them so I can cover them up so I can tenderize them the best because, like, obviously meat tenderizer is just pulverized pineapple and papaya enzymes. Well, not obviously. I had to Google that to figure out what the hell's a meat tenderizer. I don't have any of that here, but I do have the other acidic things you can put on that. I do have balsamic vinegar.
You can just use a hammer to tenderize meat.
Yeah, but I wanted a marinade.
Okay.
I think we do have a meat hammer here. I don't want a I don't know. I thought I would do it as the next step, but I definitely wanted to start with a fatty marinade, and then I had some balsamic vinegar that just tastes like the worst possible wine you could taste. But that's not what you're supposed to. You're not supposed to just drink balsamic vinegar. You're supposed to. It's an ingredient. Although in Canada, apparently they put artisan's vinegars on their fries. And then, what else? Oh yeah, a little lemon juice. And then I was finding other ways to mask those things. But it was good. They were good steaks. I was actually really pleased with them. Because I like some olive oil and soft butter in the bag with it, so I could add some fat content. Because chuck roast it's got fat parts, but it's mostly kind of lean.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and some liquid smoke and some seasonings.
So, speaking of pineapples, I'm going to eat a THC gummy right now.
Are you
to
really?
see how long it kicks in. It says it takes an hour to 2 hours, so I just kind of want to see how it goes.
Well, for the first time in 2 months, I have alcohol, but I am still drinking coffee. Well, I have a cup of coffee for this cigar. I brought out some alcohol options because I don't know. I never know how long we're gonna sit here, so I brought I brought 3
That's
cigars,
true.
a notebook, a ukulele, coffee, water, beer, whiskey.
Wow. I just have this pre-workout energy shit that I've been drinking for the last hour, waiting for you to call to wake up. And now
What
I'm
is
gonna
that
have
shit
this.
for?
What do you mean?
What's not all that pre-workout stuff do? You take keratin and whatnot for building muscle? Did you work out
Keratin.
today? Creatine?
I went on a walk today. I did my cardio today.
Fuck you. I know you didn't. I'm checking your Pikmin. And Walkman.
You can. I did it at 11, no, 12. Like
I know.
11:30 to
Oh,
12:30.
well, I know I'm still beating you.
I know. I noticed. I was like, "Hey, I'm 2 levels ahead of Jeff," like 2 days ago, and then you passed me yesterday. I was like, "Damn it."
Well, I was stuck on that because I didn't switch over to my parents' phone plan at that point, so I wasn't able to attack a mushroom from where I'm at.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then it was attack a mushroom, level a white Pikmin, pick 150 petals. So I need 1,500 steps to get to level 22, and I could do that on this walk, but I'm not going to, or on this call, but I'm not going to. So
Yeah, I'm about to. I have like 1,000 more steps, and then I'll hit level 21.
I'm surprised that this is the first time I think that it's asked me to do steps that I haven't already done.
Ah, this is like the second time for me.
Um,
But that's the thing, cause like during the week, like when I'm at work and shit, like on work days, I use the treadmill at the gym there.
Pikmin
So
don't
it's
count
like
that.
I know, so it sucks, cause I've been walking an hour every day. It's just 4 of those days are on a treadmill,
So
4 if not 5.
even at your sub 200-pound weight, you're not running.
No, because it's not necessary. Like I like working out and or walking for a decent amount of time. The only reason to do the shit like running, it's like it burns more calories, but it's like
Not much.
yeah, not that much more, and it's more stressful on your joints and shit. So just I'm good.
Because I was thinking about it because the hills are pretty fucking severe over here, and I know the calculator doesn't count that, but the main it was not previously a big deal for me to do 5 miles relatively like throughout the day on patrol, and I don't think it's a big deal for me to do 5 miles on flat ground, but to get 5 miles down to an hour and 40 minutes in these hills really hurt. I was approaching like, but I mean, of course I'm coming from no activity, and I was 310 pounds when I started, so that's not ideal, but it was my first handful of walks were 2 hours. Then I just wasn't paying attention to my speed. I was just like I would come out of the big hills and need to like walk slower and relax, but
Yeah.
I started taking a more downhill route because it's, of course, to get to the top of a hill, you have to have some uphill incline and downhill incline. Like hills work that way. There's an incline and a decline to get to the top. But
Oh damn! Is that what a hill is?
yep, hills have 2 sides, sir.
But
And
what about a mountain?
mountains also have 2 plus sides. Yeah.
What about a plateau?
And actually,
They technically have 3.
uphill and downhill is more of a perspective question.
That's true.
Hill's just a hill. It does not perceive direction. However, in this neighborhood, on the 1.123 whatever fucking long trail that I walk, all of it has a slope until you get to the back half. I won't call it the back half. I measured it on Google. It's about 1,200 feet that goes straight to the fucking top of the hill, like immediately. Straight to the top. I talked about this on the last podcast, but it gets more impressive every time because now I've started. My original route was we're always going uphill. We're doing it 5 times. The other mile of this walk is just getting ready to take that hill. But I started alternating up and downhill, and I didn't realize how much glutes get involved in walking downhill for 1,200 feet at that angle. Because I have to lean back. It looks like I'm walking like Randall from The Clerks. Because if I go at a reasonable speed, if standing straight, I'll lean forward and fall down.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And I didn't also I had to Google a lot of stuff about like post onset muscle tension because it was happening in places like my arms after walk because it was just such an amount of new activity, but also just glute muscles. Yeah, glute muscles tightening actually cause back pain because glutes are so strong, and I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's been new.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Starting like doing squats and stuff like a few months ago, it was like in my back, a lot of pain in my back.
That means you're doing it right.
Fucking glutes, man.
I've been since I watched those tutorials. I watched a few tutorials on how to do squats properly. A lot of people are just crouching.
Oh yeah. You got to keep your back straight.
Yeah, and you don't want to come up from a crowd. It looked like it really the first few seconds of squats and then keeping your back straight will decide if you're actually doing squats or not.
Yep.
But I didn't. I was doing like 30 seconds of squats here and there, just kind of like see what I can do. But I wasn't growing any butt muscle. Doing the downhill here was growing butt muscle, and that hurt. That wasn't fun.
Yeah, but you might have a good booty one day.
It is.
Like,
I'm not stopping.
Bam!
I've stopped a couple of times. I have not skipped. I went out and did 2 miles one day, and my ankles hurt so much. I was just like, this isn't normal. So I did take that time off because it wasn't normal. Like it wasn't like lactic acid pain. It was like above my ankles was like injury pain. So I took 2 days after that. And then there's been just a few times that I was just busy. I had to, because if I'm gonna take at least an hour walk and whatever the fuck, and then do stuff. But I've cut it down from 5 miles to 3 miles. It just makes more sense while I'm adjusting to it.
Nice.
And then I'll get back to 5 miles in a few weeks.
Yeah, I'm not doing like any like distance. I'm not shooting for a distance. I'm just like, I'm gonna do this for an hour.
I want to get down to time, but also I need to hatch Pokemon eggs.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just tired of hatching garbage.
It is pretty upsetting. I was hoping that if I did the walks fast, I would get better Pokemon. So like I put a 7K out. I'll take my screenshot and I'll put my 7K out as I'm leaving the door.
Yeah.
And then it has not gotten me. I've had some good Pokemon, but I feel like my Pokemon account has extra luck on it already. So I don't think it matters. I think if it takes you 2 years to hatch a 7K egg, you have the same odds as one day.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's predetermined when you get the egg.
Yeah, it sucks ass. I'm not happy about it. So I have been just I'll avoid equipping an egg at night sometimes if I know I'm taking a walk first thing in the morning, just so I can have that 0K screenshot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have an egg equipped right now, and it's half walking distance for the next day or so.
Nice. Oh yeah, but to answer your question, pre-workout.
Oh shit.
It has like different kinds of stuff in it that basically it helps wake you up. Like there's a good amount of caffeine in it. That's why I'm drinking it right now. What I use has BCAAs in it, so just extra amino acids and shit for building muscle. And it usually gives you a pump. So whenever you like work out and shit, it gives you a nice little extra amount of, getting swole.
I was texting John during some of that. He was asking.
You're what?
I was texting John during some of that. So you have what in there that makes you swole?
There's just different nice little chemicals and things like L-leucine, beta-alanine, taurine, different shit like that. Caffeine, gives you a nice pump. I'm drinking it for the caffeine. I'm just drinking it for the caffeine, and it has amino acids for your muscles.
Pre-walk, I'll usually drink like a half gallon of water and a cup of black coffee.
Hey man, whatever works.
Yeah. Well, I'm just walking. The hills are more surprising than I thought they were. alternating uphill and downhill days helps, but
Yeah.
I'm not working out.
Yeah. It's kind of got like a fucking energy drink situation. The difference here is like it's like 15 calories. I am drinking 3 scoops, so it's like 150 milligrams of caffeine.
That's a coffee. That's one cup of coffee. That's a cup of drip coffee.
That's a cup of crazy fucking coffee.
152 milligrams. Go get your ass to Google. Type in coffee
I
caffeine in drip coffee.
In dripped coffee?
Yeah, drip coffee.
What does that mean?
It's a normal ass coffee pot.
I looked up in a normal cup of coffee situation, and it was like 52 milligrams.
That was a 4-ounce cup, then, bitch.
Yeah. It did seem like very small because everything's like, oh, it's equal to like a cup of coffee, and it's like if it's only 52 milligrams, then that's not a lot.
Well, go read a Coke can. Here. A Coke can is 52 milligrams.
A Coke can is 63 or 68.
Well, okay. Which one do you think has more caffeine?
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like when I looked it up on Google, it didn't fucking make any sense to me.
Your intuitions were correct.
Good.
I agree. It's fantastic. I'd like to build a society on this concept.
Okay.
Not really. I don't want to work that hard.
Yeah, that sounds fucking awful.
My society would be oppressive as fuck because I would be king, of course. And then I would tell people, I don't want you to share your opinions. I don't want to hear them. My day gets significantly worse when I hear people's opinions. So please shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Opinions on many, many things. Like I've been a much happier person since I've kind of just hopped off of all the places sharing their fucking opinions.
Yeah, I went on to Twitter because I'm trying to build more clients for my editing. And I thought there's no place where anybody's advertising or either services or looking for services for editing people's OnlyFans. And I was just like, I would edit some OnlyFans content. So I typed in editor, I need an editor, OnlyFans, into the search on Twitter. And then I found people who seemed like they were overburdened by their work, and I commented on them that I could help them out. Anyway, after that, I actually scrolled Twitter for 15 seconds, and I saw opinions from people that I like, and I was just like, I can't do this. I can't. This app is toxic. I don't want anything to do with it. This is worse than Facebook. This is way worse than Facebook.
I disagree with that. It might be the people that I follow. I know a lot of people are like, Twitter, it's the fucking worst one. But honestly, I guess I don't follow as many toxic opinions as...
I was reading a Hank Green tweet, and I was like, I don't want to see this.
Oh, what was it about?
Nothing really that
I normally
bad.
like his shit.
I don't think it was anything actually offensive. I was just like, you're being antagonistic, and I don't want to see you like this.
Oh, okay.
I know one of his podcasts is called Delete This with his wife, where his wife reads his Twitter and encourages him to stop tweeting. But I'm sure it's hilarious. And I'll probably need more podcasts because I did start doing podcasts on the walks.
Yeah. That's what I do as well.
Well, it's the speed thing because I thought like one thing that might motivate me to start trying to jog at my weight is that I want to do distance for steps, and if I shorten it down, I'm getting more cardio, and also I don't want to spend that much time of my day exercising if all I gotta do to cut it down is jog. But
I mean, sure.
You know, I'm also, again, I'm still not on flat ground, and I've had to take some time to make sure I wasn't like hurting muscles just walking my fat ass through these hills. So it'd probably be worse. I'm probably a ways off from doing it, but it would be cool if I could get 5 miles down to 40 minutes and then be done with my shit for the day.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I was thinking about that like earlier on, like last year, like it'd be cool to run or whatever, but I'm just kind of like, I really just like the process of, I like the time I can spend just fucking working out and or just walking.
Yeah, I've been walking in the day instead of the night, and it seems harder to focus on writing while I'm walking. One, I've started doing the podcast to keep my foot speed up, and also there's just more distractions in the day. There's more cars coming and shit.
Yeah.
It's not as cold though.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like on the weekends, that's why I'm walking during the day because it gets dark now. Like when I'm at work, it gets dark before I get back to the house. So I'm just like I'll just be on the treadmill. Um, but yeah, I'm walking during the day because I don't know. There's too many cops around here, and I don't want to like get shot.
I did get stopped by the cops. It was the worst fear that I had was I don't want to get because it's like my parents are probably the poorest people in this neighborhood, and they're doing pretty okay right now. They're not as poor as when I was a kid. I had to leave Mississippi because they couldn't afford to take care of me anymore. But they're like I would probably put them in like solid middle class.
Damn.
But
they're part of the tiny ass middle class?
Yeah, I mean they're not. They don't.
That's rare.
I can't tell you what they do for money, but they're there. Yeah, this is the poorest street in the neighborhood, and 2 houses down, there's like a brick manor that's 3 stories.
Of course.
There's a dentist, a couple that is both the wife and the husband are dentists. I can see them from here. I thought that an athlete just got a starter mansion out here. But that's the nicest home that 2 dentists could own instead of an athlete's first mansion. But yeah, there's houses here that have like cobblestone driveways and shit and gated. They have their own private gates, or they look like they were previously a corporate structure. And yeah, they changed the zoning. It's a beautiful neighborhood, but there's some exotic architecture in here. Like this is some of the neighborhood is upper middle class. The house that's 2 or 3 houses down that I was talking about, the brick manor with a lot of like it's mostly windows and brick, like old brick. That was apparently mom knows the story because she fucking talks to people like a psychopath. But that guy's like a 5th generation away from somebody who had oil out here. And he's kind of mad that the poors have moved in, and he's gonna get rid of it. I don't remember why I got on that statement. There's some rich ass dickheads here. Oh yeah, I got the cops called on me by some bitch. One of the mansions I thought was way farther from the road, and I heard a car door right next to me in the tree line. So of course I had to take out my flashlight to look at that to make sure I wasn't going to get assaulted. That's one of the candidates for who might have called the cops on me. And then around the corner, there's some old lady who was outside a lot, and I kept hearing voices and looking around. I didn't like stop and go to anyone's property or anything, but after I had spoken to the cop, she was like at the middle of her driveway with her phone watching me. But I was wearing bright ass clothes and a bandana. I learned how to do a man bun so I could do these walks more comfortably. And yeah.
Look at you, Mr. Man Bun.
I know. It's hard, dude. Making a bun is fucking hard. I hit it off with the nice hot lady cop, though. So, jokes on that bitch.
And now you're getting married?
If she wants to. She's got strong Native American features, but she's still, like, wide enough to pass as white, so. But she's got that...
I don't know why that's a factor, but...
She's got that thick, beautiful hair. Well, we could just go places without getting questions.
Oh, that's true. This is Oklahoma. Pretty racist.
Well, we're pretty cool about Native. Well, dude, this is one of the most Native American places in the country, and I didn't see an Indian person until after high school.
Really?
I mean, like, I saw them, but we didn't identify them. I didn't know we had reservations here.
Huh.
That's how ignorant. Like, well, I don't want to go back into, which of my parents are racist and what they like to talk about, but yeah, I just didn't know it was that big. Probably when we talked to Mark Williams. When I did that interview was when I was like getting more aware that it's like, oh, there's an unbelievable Native American community out here, just a little ways from basically in the suburbs.
I think we're like definitely one of the biggest.
Yeah, it's Arizona and Alaska and us.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yep, That's how it goes.
But she was pretty. She was a nice lady. She was cute. She had that great hair.
Nice. Yeah, there's
and
like
I'm actually a way more Native American than I thought. Now that my dad's done his DNA test.
Psh. Psh.
It's still cracker Native American, so I don't think that people like me should claim it. But
yeah, like everybody does.
Yeah, I told Mia that she was white Native American. Can stop hashtagging herself Native model.
I didn't even know she did that. It's all kind of dumb.
If I participated in the culture, I might claim it.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like that's exactly it. You can't just be like, yeah, well, I'm this. It's like, yeah, but how much are you actually fucking into it, you know?
Mia started going to powwows. She's got that on
damn.
me. She's trying. She wants to be Native. She's appreciating the heritage.
Which, you know, that's always a good thing.
If you're contributing and participating, and you are, then you are.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
But I'm not. I didn't even, frankly, I wasn't even sure they really existed. And, you know, that sounds racist and ignorant, but what do you want? I'm a fucking white guy. We do shit like this all the time. So, there you go. I support and I'm interested in, and you know, I love you guys, but, you know, I could be half Native American. I didn't participate. I don't think I'm going to start, so I'm just a white guy. I've never been out of the southeast of the country, and I don't really have, I want to say I don't have a southern accent because I hear a lot of people with southern accents, but I've been told I have a light one, so I guess I don't know.
Me too, but I feel like the longer I'm here, the worse it gets.
I say y'all.
Like, I never used to say y'all, but like sometime within like the last, I don't know, 8 to 10 years, it just like creeped in, and I've just, you know, anytime I say it, I fucking cringe, but I just won't stop.
We've talked about
because
your
now
opposition.
you all sounds awful.
Yeah, you all is a dumb way to say y'all.
It's like just harder.
It's also a gender neutral group pronoun, so it's good. It's progressive.
I mean, so is you all.
You all is use guys? No. That's it. Guys? No. Can't just call everyone guys. I remember this.
I think you can.
It was one of the early times I was triggered by you at Sanitarium. You're just like, ugh, y'all is disgusting. I hate anyone that says y'all, and it's like, I say y'all, bitch. I say y'all.
Yeah, and I hate you.
That's true.
Yeah, I used to be a lot more opinionated about stupid shit that doesn't matter at all.
I don't know. I mean, y'all's a fine hill to die on for some people, but I've never thought twice about it. I have a lot of deep Southern family.
Yeah, and I was like, the places that I grew up, I'm more from the West, where y'all wasn't really a thing.
Yeah, my dad doesn't y'all. He was from Oregon.
Yeah, and I was born in Arizona and lived in Idaho for like a huge chunk of my life. Way more here though, and that's why y'all crept in, and it's just here now. Until I move away, and then I'll have to get rid of it.
Yeah, the comedians that are all moving to Austin are trying to y'all once in a while.
Gross.
Christina P. finally had a natural y'all, because I listened to her podcast. It came out quick. It was right. And then she caught herself and she's like, "Oh no, I don't say that."
You were like, "Yes, you do."
I thought, "You do now, bitch." That's not the.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, it's just you just talk like the people that you're around, and your dumbass moved to Texas because Joe Rogan convinced people that was a good idea. You could have asked me. I would have told you Texas is a bullshit state.
Yeah, Texas
Stay the
sucks.
fuck over there.
Unless you want to buy guns out of a vending machine.
Sometimes I do.
Yeah. And if you're really rich, there's a lot of like big fucking land and big nice houses down there. But
Yeah.
you know, that's nothing that I'm interested in.
I was wondering because there's different ways to move to Texas, and when I saw Joe Rogan was coming, I was wondering how he was gonna do it.
Oh, dude, I know immediately what he's doing.
Well, I wanted to, because why he really left LA was because Newsom told people that they can't run on the beach and that restaurants are going to be more restrictive. And it's kind of like just telling rich people that they can't be immune to the pandemic. And
Yeah.
that they have to make some sacrifices too, and that pissed off a lot of rich people because they were like, we're above it, we're
Yeah.
fine, we don't want to do that. And so, they were also, while they were moving, they're like, there's more freedoms out there. I can own a tiger, I can own a gun, there's no property tax in Texas, that you can just go, there's no, they have way less taxes, you're gonna
They
save a
also
lot
have
of
a
money.
terrible power grid that's gonna fuck you over super hard. But I guess y'all are rich enough to pay for that, so whatever.
Yeah, they don't manage anything out there. But I was thinking, just like, and when you actually grow up in one of these horrible red states, that you do
Mm-hmm.
share the same dream as the other, like, to when you want the same thing that the rich people have in some degree. You want to move away from what we might consider a city or a suburb and get some property that you can legally shoot guns on. And instead, Joe Rogan went to Austin, Texas, like a shit part of Texas, and got a $15 million mansion on a lake in Austin proper.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Yeah, you're gonna shoot. You can't shoot guns there, dickhead. You move 10 minutes outside of the city and have a real fucking piece of land.
Yeah, but he's Joe Rogan. And stuff's only really illegal if you can't pay the fine for it. So.
That's true. Yeah, fines. Yeah, fines are just a way to. Fines are just another way to tax the poor.
Yep.
I am disappointed. Like, I'm not surprised that the Seguras moved to Texas like normal suburban people, but I don't know. I thought Joe Rogan would do something a little cooler, and he didn't.
That's because he's a fucking poser.
He is. He just wants to go to nice restaurants all the time and do whatever the hell he wants,
Yeah.
which I respect that.
I mean,
Texas
sure.
sucks, and he's stuck with that. Tim Dillon went down there. I still love the Tim Dillon podcast, but he's more he went and he bought like a $5 million house in Texas, lived there for 2 months, and was like, Austin's a shithole. Austin's a zombie ravaged, homeless infested shithole. Everything about Austin is bad. Austin's a bad. The people in Austin are trash. They're idiots. It's just, and he's moving back already. He's just like, everyone who came
Yeah.
here with Joe Rogan can die at Joe Rogan's house. This was the dumbest thing. Frankly, all of us should have a class action lawsuit. Joe Rogan sold you a false bill of good. Everyone I see moving into Austin is dead to me. If you are shills, I hope Joe Rogan's comedy club takes off the ground because all of you are dead.
Yeah, man. People moving to Texas, it feels like kind of the same as like when old people retire to Florida. Like it's the rich people retiring to Texas.
I don't think if he makes the comedy scene pop and sometime in the next year I start doing, or 10 years I start doing stand-up comedy like my mother wants me to do, I'll go down to Austin and I'll be happy that he built a community there. I'm just blown away by, like, it's not a good place if you're coming from LA. I know it's cheaper,
No.
but you're
It's
not.
the fucking exact opposite.
Yeah, Joe Rogan still hasn't built all that infrastructure. He was like, "Oh, we're gonna build all this stuff out," and everyone's like, "Wherever Joe Rogan is, comedy's gonna be." It's not that hard to get a building permit, and Austin just kind of sucks.
Dude, Texas sucks.
Texas is trash. I hate Texas.
Dude, the Midwest sucks.
There's well the yeah some of the Midwest is okay. This is not. I mean, yeah, everyone calls Oklahoma the South. It's always been the Midwest to me. The real South.
That's because it is the Midwest.
It
We
is.
weren't even the South in the Civil War. We were nothing.
Well, the Native Americans here fought for the Confederacy. We sent them over there.
Who's we?
Well,
I didn't.
They were drafted.
I wasn't alive yet.
There was things. There was people. There were Native American communities here that supported the Confederacy, but
Sure.
they're still not. They weren't a state. We weren't a state yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And
We weren't on
culturally,
either side.
other people might call it the dirty South, where I would think of as being the real South. This ain't no South. I would barely consider Texas the South, even though it kind of has to be. But
Yeah, it's like if we're if we're just talking about the South, there's a lot of states more South than us that aren't considered the South. So
Yeah, Louisiana's south as fuck, but I wouldn't live in that state for any amount of money. That state sucks. I miss
Too hot.
Mississippi. I miss the Gulf Coast still.
Yeah, not my jam.
I
Too
love
close
the
to
Gulf
Florida.
Coast. I'm a cold weather person, but I still love the Gulf.
I mean, sure, people like beaches and stuff.
It's my people out there, though. I like those people.
I mean, sure, you like people, I guess. Fucking weird.
I like the family I have out there. I've been so antisocial. I went to a restaurant for the first time in the pandemic the other day.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was getting on my mom's phone plan, and she's been wanting to try the Boomerang Diner, and I was like, that's a dumb chain, right? I didn't realize how dumb it was, but she's been going to physical therapy, and the people there have been gassing it up, so she wanted to try it.
Was it good?
I'll start with that the building was not good and didn't feel secure to be in there.
Is that just a pandemic thing or a this building is going to fall down thing?
It's a 50s themed diner. More specifically, it's an Elvis themed diner. And it was
What
built...
does Elvis have to do with boomerangs?
I don't know.
Turns out he was famous for throwing boomerangs.
But in what is clearly a converted 2-bedroom trailer, one of the rooms is taken by an Elvis statue.
All right.
And there's some vintage tin signs and some James Dean posters and whatnot. But yeah, the floors were dirty. They had the checkered pattern tile over it, but you could see that there were 2x4s under the floor that weren't completely nailed down. It was just...
Nice.
If you dropped a rubber ball in there, it would never stop moving. The floor's not just slanted. It's just got a wild topography.
Okay.
It would be going through hills and valleys the whole time you were eating. I sat down and the menu had a placemat on the back of it with a maze, and I was like, oh, I wonder if I need to ask for a crown. No, I found 3 crowns on the floor.
Oh, well, there you go. Very efficient.
I was able to color the Pepsi logo. Yeah, with accurate colors and outline it. It was...
Whoa.
Yeah.
There was a white crayon?
No, there was not a white crayon. I just left it white. You're right. I fucked that up.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Well, you said there was 3 crayons on the floor. So, red,
Okay.
blue, and...
You got me. That's my fault. I apologize.
What was the other color?
Well, I only needed 2. I had red and blue.
Oh, I thought you said you found 3 crayons.
I did. The other one... Wait, did I find 3 crayons? I guess I didn't.
Well,
Who
shit,
cares?
you're just
I
lying
really
all over the place.
I was really just there for the fucking word search. And the maze.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a word search. I'm gonna do the maze. If I'm gonna hit a children's playmat. Yeah, it was fine. But the eating in a diner, because I walked in with my mask on. My mom didn't even put her mask on. She knows what's up. Walking into a restaurant, probably one of the dumbest places that we have any type of mask enforcement. But nobody in there was wearing a mask. I was the only one. And then once I sat down, I took it off, and then I didn't put it back on the whole time because it was just kind of pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my main rule is, like, I'll virtue signal my mask in massive public places like Walmart or casinos. But other than that, I only wear a mask if I see employees wearing masks. Like if the Dollar General has masks, I'll wear it in the Dollar General. But I don't wear a mask in the liquor store. No one in there wears a mask. It'd be pointless. I don't mind virtue signaling. It's just not going to be effective for anyone.
I wear a mask when I'm going into pretty much anywhere. I don't wear it at most places at work because everyone's kind of like far enough away, so it's not like a big issue. But that's kind of the only place that I don't.
I wear masks to buy cigars, because about a third of the time the employees there are wearing masks. But it's just that there's never more than 2 people in the cigar shop. I don't have to.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. If it's like a place where there's not a lot of people, like the movie theater, like at the time that I normally go to the theater, there's not many people there.
Oh.
So like I mask to go in, and if there's like 1 or 2 people spread out throughout the fucking auditorium, then I'll just take off my mask because fuck it. But
yeah, if I feel like there's a good motivation to virtue signal, or it's genuinely packed, and I might be like run a small risk of getting a grandmother sick, I'll put the mask on.
Yeah.
There was a point to that story, but I don't remember where the hell I was going.
You were eating at a diner.
Right, eating in public. I haven't done that in a while, and I didn't give a shit. I didn't. I was active. I was almost actively aware that I wasn't aware if people could see me eat or not, and I was just killing food. I was just destroying that shit.
Yeah, whenever me and my mom went to Texas Roadhouse for my birthday or whatever, that was the first time I'd gone to a restaurant or anything and eaten, like, publicly, like you said. And at first it was just like, this feels so fucking weird because that place is packed with people. Packed with people like Snickers are packed with peanuts. It was crazy. But, you just kind of like fall back into feeling normal.
It did get normal really quick. I was happy. It was nice that I went. Eating in public is kind of nice.
Yeah. I have not done it since my birthday, but
it makes me a little less trepidatious to go hit up a Waffle House because I still haven't gotten to go to my Waffle House yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Dog, shut up. Quit growling, fucking dickhead. Stupid asshole.
I want to go to Waffle House with you so I can sit there and shit talk it the whole time while you're enjoying it.
You hate you're an IHOP boy.
Nah, that's not even. I like right now. I'm feeling like I would much rather go to Waffle House than IHOP. IHOP is just like more plain. Waffle House is just a scarier thing because I've gotten sick from very few restaurants, and it's like Subway once and Waffle House once. That's it.
Waffle House is like a hibachi, dude. You can watch him cook.
Yeah, I know. That doesn't mean their ingredients were good and didn't make me sick.
Yeah,
but
that's true. They can get wild in there.
Yeah, I would like to go to Waffle House.
I didn't see any. I gotta study the menu better. The menu at Boomerang sucks. I did get I'd asked for an extra patty, but they did have like a pepper jack jalapeno burger. Because there only a couple of them had 2 patties on it, but it was decent. It was their smash burgers, diner style, and they've got decent toppings. I also had their jalapeno tots, which was just their house. It was tater tots that were remarkably crisp. They crisped the shit out of those tots, which means you got to eat them fast because then they're just going to be a crunchy outside and an empty inside pretty quick. But they had the house ranch. It was just house ranch jalapenos and crumbled bacon, but their bacon's really good.
I feel like eating that gummy was a bad idea because like all this talk about food's like, yeah, man, I could fucking eat a horse right now.
I didn't get to try their pie. We got because they have turnovers at the front desk, like giant turnovers.
Damn,
peach
son.
and cherry. If I go back, I'll get one of those. But the cup smelled like old dishwater with dog soap in it. So. I don't think cleanliness is definitely a fucking concern over there. Like way worse than Waffle House. The floors are clean at the Waffle House for at least 2 hours a day.
I mean, maybe. I've never been to one with the clean floors, so I don't know.
I feel like it's reasonably clean at the Waffle House in Del City.
Oh.
I will go there again one day. I do love the Del City Waffle House.
Neat.
So what have you been doing?
I had a tooth ripped out of my face, so that was a thing.
Did you tie it to a doorknob?
No. I went to the dentist and they like stabbed it with what felt like a screwdriver and then jerked it back and forth until it finally came out.
Damn. Did they at least numb it?
Yeah. Yes, multiple times because it wasn't. It didn't work very well the first time. Well, the fact that I could feel it, the fact that I could feel my tooth breaking apart,
Yeah. Yeah, mouth pain is I think considered to be the worst pain on like pain indexes.
Yeah, that's it's pretty traumatizing. But I had to have this tooth removed because like they were talking about doing another root canal on it. I feel like I talked about my tooth issues last podcast, didn't I?
Some of it. I think you were talking about going in to get the tooth removed or something like that, or a root canal. Maybe.
Yeah, yeah. So I went in there and everything, and because after I finished those antibiotics and everything, I had this like pustule that like formed between my lip and my gums right in that area.
Ew.
Like it was
Your
a
mouth
big
taint.
nasty fucking blistered thing, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And it's like, oh yeah, like antibiotics isn't gonna get rid of the thing. You have to like remove the tooth or remove the infection and all this shit. And I'm like, god damn it. So I went to the dentist, and he's like, yeah, I'm looking at it, it's probably cracked. Like I'm probably just gonna have to take it out. It's like, all right, cool, that's kind of what I was expecting anyways. And so, yeah, they did that. He's like, yeah, it's cracked in two places, and the infection's spilling out into the gums and getting really close to your sinuses. It's like, oh, that's awful.
Yeah, it sounds. Jesus.
Yeah, so
That would be
that
the worst
wasn't.
sinus infection. They have to rip your face out.
Yeah, I've like never had a sinus infection until like a month ago. I had one, and I think it was probably due to all this shit because I'd never had one before, and it's just like this is a fucking sinus infection. This is crazy.
I used to get one once a year.
Yeah,
I don't anymore. I haven't got one in several years. But my stepmom my mom and my stepdad have had like 6 since I've been here.
damn.
I don't think they clean their masks well enough. And my stepdad has always had sensitive as shit sinuses.
Hmm.
He's just they're just weak people.
Oh, okay. um, but yeah, so then they did a bone graft.
A bone graft.
Yes, into my jaw.
They took bone out of your butt and put it on your jaw.
Yeah, yes. No, I don't know what the deal is with that, but they did one because like leaving open the option of getting an implant because that's kind of an important tooth. Um, for chewing purposes and for making my TMJ not get way worse purposes. So they had to do a bone graft, which turns out becomes very painful after a couple days. So I missed work for like 3 days because of it.
That didn't make your jaw any better.
What?
Not being at work didn't make you hurt less.
Oh no, but I was sitting at home on hydrocodone.
Oh,
Like that was
hell yeah,
yeah.
bro.
I had to get some real fucking good painkillers, and then on Friday when I actually went into work and everything, I was fucking miserable all day. I was in so much pain. I kept having to just hold like water in my mouth, like cold water, to make it hurt way less. And I had stitches in my gums and shit, and just got those out yesterday. So yeah, it was pretty fucked up and gross, but it's healing well. It still kind of tastes like blood though.
What's your next step in your dental procedures?
Well, if I end up going through with the implant and everything, it has to heal right now for about 4 months. And then we'll go get like a CT scan or whatever, so they can see where they need to put the post. And then they'll do that, and then they'll screw in a tooth, and I'll have a new tooth. But that's like a over the course of a year kind of situation, because that's like multiple. It's like 2 surgeries and and an X-ray basically.
I think I found the video that I want.
Do what?
I said I think I found the video that I wanted to send you. God,
Wow.
fuck ass fucking dick motherfucking phone.
Motherfucking phone. Silent.
I think this is the whole one. This is good content. Oh, can you hear it?
No.
Oh.
I'm laughing at the very long silence that
It's
we're
a
going to have
really
in the
long
middle of this
silence. I wasn't sure
podcast.
you were there for a second.
uh, um,
That's a funny video. I guess I'll share it with you.
okay.
I should have started with that. I wanted to watch it again. Now I'm getting weird noises. Let me close some apps.
Apps.
I sent it to you over Facebook.
Oh, I think I saw this actually. You know, if it ever wants to quit buffering, it'd be real great.
God, are you using fucking Verizon?
Yeah, I've seen this.
I guess so, dang, Mom.
Yeah. Ridiculous. Yeah, but then other than that, I not nothing really. There's a creatine shortage, which is fucking obnoxious.
No, does it mean you can't get swole?
Yes. No, like I went in because I have some fucking creatine that I got for $10 fucking dollars, and I still have a little bit left, but you know I went to GNC where I got this shit for $10 and they were like out of creatine, and then I just looked it up online, and it's like the shit that I got before is now $25.
Do you actually need that shit?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's useful.
Oh, and that helps you build muscle or helps you recover?
Both.
Dang, that does sound useful.
Yeah. So like it cuts a day off of the time that I have to fucking rest.
Now I'm over here just eating eggs and sleeping.
Huh?
I'm not gonna do whey protein or creatine until I have weights in my hands and I'm doing something serious. Because you do high interval training, right?
No,
High
I'm not.
intensity interval training or whatever.
No, I just lift until I can't lift no more.
All right, you're doing a straightforward approach.
Yeah, I found that the way that has worked for me is to just keep it the fucking simplest way possible. Because there's so many like little tiny things that it's like, oh shit, man, all these things can help, but they help such a tiny amount that it's way more trouble than it's worth.
I'm not gonna be a gym bro. I would rather spend $500 or $1,000 or whatever on a weight bench in my house that I can do stuff on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't want to. I'm not gonna do all that last mile shit either.
What do you mean?
Like, like spending $400 in supplements or doing a bunch of really
it's super
particular
not necessary.
exercises and yeah, lean beef patty doesn't make it seem that necessary.
Yeah, she's great. I was actually just watching like compilations of her like half an hour before we finally podcasted.
I was watching her play Cuphead on Twitch the other day.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's fun. But I do, like, yeah, it's always easy when you start stuff. Just like, I don't know. I think everybody when they do anything feels like they're gonna talk to Letterman about it. Like the last time I tried to start a screenplay, I was already thinking about like how good could the screenplay be, and it gets way the fuck in the way to do any of that. And I've got a couple of core facts to deal with. Is that like most of the day I'm over 300 pounds. I was at like 298 the other day. But
damn, son, that's awesome.
I know, but I can't. So I've gotta wake up the first second I go to a scale, which is in my parents' room, not have any water yet, take my shoes off, And then if I lean in the wrong direction, I go back over 300. So it's just like, all right, when I can hold the phone and take a picture, I'll be like, I'm under 300, because I did max at 330. Um, but I didn't start.
That's about where I was as well.
Yeah, I think when I started walking, I was 306, because and that's still like throughout the day I'll hit 306 again once I have food and water and all that.
Oh yeah.
So, but
Yeah, I always weigh myself first thing in the morning and naked. I want to get that number. I want to get the purest version of it. So I weigh myself like around the same time in the same state because shit weighs different amounts.
I'm not gonna be able to do anything awesome for 30 or 40 pounds because, like, one, I can't afford a gym membership. Two, I would prefer to just own the weights.
Yeah.
So, like, before I can start running or jogging, I don't think that's gonna be easy for me to do in hills at my size. So that's not really on the table yet. And my shoes are about to rip apart, so I've gotta wait till I can afford new shoes to even try to run. But
Yeah.
and I hate to put gear in the way of work, but I don't want my. What do you want to do? If I don't have shoes, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it just focus on simplicity and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, I could add push-ups and sit-ups and stuff, but that'd be as far as I take it for a while.
Yeah. Simple is the best way. There's no need to overcomplicate with all this extra bullshit.
I got pretty hungry because I needed to. I was trying to hatch a 12K egg, and I did that in one walk.
Jesus.
And yeah, and I've been taking the walks fasted because I read an article or something stupid. And by the time that I was like had done that and got back and showered and then had rested a bit, like I was so fucking hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I work out fasted, not for any particular reason, just because I want to. Like, I don't think there's any kind of like real perk to it. I feel like the eating is the reward after the gym.
Yeah, it is nice to be hella hungry and sit down and eat, and it motivates you to eat, most of what you're gonna need for the day, so you're not just eating a bunch of bullshit throughout the rest of the day. But
Yeah, exactly.
my biology teacher told me that you should eat something small before you go out and exercise because it starts your metabolism working, but then that's not proven. And then I think the fast, like all of that stuff, still seems to be more of that like it might make some small difference.
Yeah.
In one way, just do whatever makes you more comfortable.
Exactly. The thing that's gonna make it so you're gonna fucking be able to do the best you can is if you like it the most. Like, that's what's gonna help you stick to it.
Yeah, the 3 miles is easy. So actually, that's once I get past the second mile, it's all easy. If like it wasn't that big of a deal to walk 7. It's just like the recovering afterwards. Apparently, if I do 7 miles uphill too fast, is hard on my fat ass ankles.
Yeah.
That's all that's been new. Doing that every day. I've been auditioning for more editing gigs, but I won't know if I get them or not for a few more days. And
Nice.
I've been back at the call center.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
They
I was
finally
locked.
figured out your shit.
No, I got an email from HR asking why I wasn't at work, and I sent them. I sent HR my communications with my team lead, who has been ghosting me for a while. And it's just like I've clearly been making the effort to establish a communication and get back to work. So they're like, okay, well, we've got to reach out to all of our contractor systems and get all your stuff reinstated. So you clock in and you do optional continuing education courses until we can get you back in. And I've been sitting here taking 10-minute tests for a week.
Damn.
Yeah. And we have a gamified engine for it for the company, but I found out that like even though I've made 4,500 points, they only give me 200 points every 2 weeks towards. It's a reward. It's a dumb reward system. I've had it at other corporations where they're just like, if you take training and sales on our little video courses and whatnot, we'll give you can go buy stuff in the company shop or whatever. But
Weird.
yeah, I've got 31 coins from different leveling up, so I can get $30 on Amazon, or I can save it for a little while and buy some PTO.
Huh?
But I'm really demotivated because I can't earn any more points in there, so I'm just kind of sitting there with Zoom open, waiting for my boss to because that's all that they can do is have my boss message me every couple of hours to see if I'm still in front of the computer.
Wow.
There's nothing. I can't take calls right now because I'm still locked out of our client systems, and I think a lot of those people are on vacation. So it'll probably be a couple of weeks of me sitting at the computer for 4 hours a day, just waiting for something to do, and that'll be money. And then if I have enough editing clients by the time that's resolved, I might just quit.
Well, there you go.
Easy money. I finally sent my demand letter to the British guy that I colored their documentary for.
He still hasn't fucking gotten back to you?
No, but I was talking with the other contractors, and the one that told me how easy small claims court is to do is taking him to small claims court. I think he finally paid that guy on Thursday. And the guy reached out to me about he tried to pay me on Thursday apparently. I told him that currency exchange would require PayPal, or I tried to get him to do it through PayPal, but we tried to do it through Cash App because his PayPal wasn't working because he probably just doesn't know his bank account and was being lazy. He had never set up a PayPal account before. But yeah, Cash App won't actually let you transfer currency, and he's got to pay me in British pounds. So we're waiting for his PayPal to clear up. But my demand letter says that on the 24th or 25th, I take him to court if he hasn't paid me, and the whole thing probably cost me about $40, and all that's gonna wind up on his ass anyway. So he's a little more motivated because he's gotten a few letters that says you're gonna go to court if you don't pay people.
Well, that's a story, at least. That's weird. That's crazy.
Yeah,
what an asshole.
I know, right? He's a dummy. He's a dumb guy. He's a model.
Yeah.
He's also a model in some like British talent agency, and he's it's kind of like texting with him is kind of like texting with Glenn. It's just like you can see that there's not enough light behind the eyes, and that like there's a little spark there, but it's not bright. Like we're not dealing with a genius here.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a dickhead. He'll pay. I think he'll pay without me having to go to court. But you know, if I get a couple of gigs in, because one of the ones I was looking at was working for a YouTuber, and they're about to hit 3 million subs, and they just do like reaction content. Yeah, and they want to move their schedule up to 4 videos a month, and they'll pay me $250 a video if I get the gig. But I had to do a free edit for them, and they got like 50 free edits. So I don't know. I think I nailed it, but there are other little things here and there that could come through. I don't know. I think it's more viable than it felt like a few months ago to transition into at least part-time editing.
Nice.
So, what else you been up to?
Not shit.
Well, damn, son. I tried to carry on this general conversation part of the conversation. You doing anything for Thanksgiving?
I am not sure. There's probably going to be a couple things because Matt usually has Thanksgiving at his house. My mom normally has it at her house as well, and I think I don't know. There's multiple possible things. So.
My MAGA family is having Thanksgiving, and I just found out I'll be off for Thanksgiving. I do have to work next Sunday to make up for that, but that's kind of it. Although it depends. John's coming up to Tulsa for his wife's family's Thanksgiving, and he'll be up here for a few days. So if he can get me the footage that I need to edit some old projects, I might stick around and just wait for that hard drive.
Hmm.
Because I don't really want to go see my MAGA family that bad.
Sure.
Because I still haven't talked to my dad about me moving in with mom during the pandemic. So I don't want to.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't know that I moved up here at all until a couple months ago. He was getting a new job and they needed people's addresses for reference things.
Oh yeah, you said that you talked about that before.
Yeah, yeah, and we still haven't talked about it. So
All right.
if I go out there, I'm gonna get cornered about some shit probably. And then the Rittenhouse verdict just came out, and I don't want to talk about that with them.
But this is why I have gotten very much in the in the headspace of I don't want to. I don't. I want to live in my own head for a while. Not feel so I hate the fucking world about everything.
Yeah, I stopped because I was working on that Megalovania cover, and then I just stepped away from social media and all of that, and just I switched my smoking time from practicing ukulele to sitting around on the laptop and trying to write stuff, and getting away from social media for a bit, and that was nice.
Yeah. Yep. It's actually crazy, like how much it helps because it feels like such a long process to get to a point where you're not feeling like anxiety about the whole fucking world. Like it's such a slow come down that I'm finally after not really doing after not scrolling social media in any form to any real extent, it just took so long to get to this point where I feel like I'm almost kind of back to where I was at the start of 2020 before everything went to shit. I kind of feel like I'm about to be back to baseline. Yeah.
How do you consume content?
What do you mean?
Well, I guess you can just you don't have to listen to anybody who talks. You can just listen to music or watch straight up television.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's I mean, I'm still on like YouTube and shit, but I've really gone out of my way to stay out of any like just any heavy bullshit. I don't know.
What's a good
Just
idea?
more entertainment focused stuff.
Speaking of which, did you watch anything?
I watched so many things.